Ready for a deep dive?
Always.
Okay, good. Today we're diving into a world where Vietnamese tradition meets psychedelic rock.
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring a band
Oh,
called
man.
𝗧𗧏
Okay.
and their new album, 𝗧𗧏.
Which is lunar eclipse in Vietnamese?
That's right, lunar eclipse in Vietnamese.
Yeah, and it's interesting because both the band's name, 𝗧𗧏, means impermanence.
Right.
And the album title kind of plays with this idea of impermanence,
Yeah.
which is a core concept in Buddhist philosophy.
Right, right.
So we're already kind of in that realm.
Yeah, so before we get too far, let's set the scene a bit.
Yeah.
Our source material for this deep dive is an article about the band from TATANKA's website.
Okay.
Now, TATANKA, for anyone who might not know,
Right.
is an organization that champions diverse and marginalized voices in music,
Yeah.
art, and innovation. So they're really kind of pushing boundaries in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. And you can feel that forward-thinking energy when you learn more about 𝗧𗧏.
Right.
This is a 5-woman band,
Yes.
all in their 50s,
Okay.
creating this sound that the article describes as the sound of what was, what is, and what will never be again.
Wow.
It's just, it draws you in.
That's not your typical description of a rock band.
Right.
It feels almost philosophical.
It really does.
And I think what intrigues me most is that each member of this band has such a unique and unexpected background.
Absolutely.
For example, 𝗧𗧏, whose name translates to Red Moon of the Forest,
I love that.
was actually an architect before becoming a musician.
What a shift.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder.
Really makes you wonder.
What prompts such a dramatic shift?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
The article says she's known for her mastery of the đàn bầu, a Vietnamese single-stringed instrument, and that she even got kicked out of a Buddhist monastery.
What?
For experimenting with a fuzz pedal during chants.
You're kidding.
No.
A fuzz pedal in a monastery? That's not something you hear every day.
That's amazing.
It speaks to this willingness to break with convention, to blend the traditional with the unexpected.
Right.
You see that same rebellious spirit in 𝗧𝗔𝗓𝗓𝗓, the drummer, whose name means Heart of Light.
Oh, cool.
She actually came up in Hanoi's punk scene.
Wow. So we've got an architect turned Rambo innovator and a punk rock drummer.
Right.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah, definitely.
They all seem to embody this idea of impermanence in their own lives.
Yeah.
Constantly evolving and pushing boundaries. And that comes through in their music, too.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me more about their sound.
Okay.
What can we expect from 𝗧𗧏 musically?
Imagine a hypnotic tapestry of sound, where traditional Vietnamese instruments are kind of interwoven with psychedelic rock elements.
Okay.
The article uses words like luminous, labyrinthine, and kaleidoscopic soundscapes.
Those are some pretty vivid descriptions.
I know, right?
It sounds like they're creating a truly immersive sonic experience.
Definitely.
And if we look at some of the song titles from their album, The World, those themes of impermanence and transformation become even more apparent.
Yeah, you can really see it.
Oh, yes. Please tell me about the songs.
Okay.
What caught your attention?
Well, Ghosts of the Lotus Pond immediately evokes a sense of mystery and the ephemeral nature of memory.
Yeah.
Then there's The Moon Lute's Lament, which seems to hint at some ancient melancholic melody tied to past lives.
Oh, wow.
Reflecting on time and impermanence.
I've already hooked.
Yeah.
Those titles are so evocative.
And then there's Dance of the Water Puppets, which seems to be inspired by Vietnamese water puppetry.
I love water puppetry.
Oh, it's amazing.
There's something so magical about the way the puppets seem to move with a life of their own.
I know, and it plays into that theme of unseen forces at play.
Oh, yeah.
Which ties back to the concept of impermanence.
Right.
And the Buddhist idea that we are not in control of everything.
Wow, I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's
interesting how 𝗧𗧏 is weaving those philosophical ideas into their music.
Absolutely. And that depth is what makes them so intriguing.
Yeah.
They're inviting listeners to contemplate not just the music, but the deeper meaning behind it.
So we've got these incredible women.
Yes.
With their fascinating backstories.
Yeah.
Creating music that blends the past and the present, the traditional and the experimental.
Right.
What else is there to know this band and their music.
The article mentioned another layer to their story that's particularly interesting, the role of AI in their music.
That's right. The article says 𝗧𝗔𝗧𝗪 was actually AI generated.
Pretty mind-bending.
And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what that even means in the context of music creation.
It is a bit mind-bending. Right. I think what's important to understand is that TATANKA, the organization behind 𝗧𝗧𝗪, is very focused on innovation. Yeah. They're not afraid to experiment and push the boundaries of what's possible.
So it's not about replacing human creativity, but about using technology to expand the possibilities.
Yes. It seems like AI is being used to generate unique overtones in the music. Adding another layer of complexity and texture to what 𝗧𝗧𝗪 is creating.
That makes sense.
Right.
I think a lot of people might be hesitant about the idea of AI in music.
Yeah.
But the way you're describing it, it sounds more like a collaboration between human creativity and technology.
That's a great way to put it.
It's like a conversation between the ancient and the futuristic, the organic and the digital.
Yeah, and that really speaks to the heart of what TATANKA is all about.
Okay, I am seriously intrigued.
Good.
I can't wait to learn more about this fusion of technology and musical expression.
Yeah.
And how it all comes together in 𝗧𝗧𝗪's sound.
Yes.
I think this is where we should pick up in part 2.
Let's do it. So picking up on that thread of innovation, I think we need to explore TATANKA's Orchestra Americana. It's more than just an orchestra.
Right.
It's like a living, breathing testament to their mission.
The article dives here to this story about 𝗧𝗪, a Ghana-named Vietnamese musician who finds her way to this orchestra. What drew her to this specific group?
Imagine a space where musical boundaries blur, where a Lakota singer's voice intertwines with a Vietnamese Dan Trang.
Wow.
It's a global collective that thrives on diverse identities, celebrating those who have often felt like they exist between worlds.
It makes you wonder what it's like for someone like 𝗧𝗪, carrying the weight of multiple cultural influences to step into that kind of space.
The article paints a vivid picture of her arrival. She steps off the bus, clutching her danbo, this Vietnamese instrument that's been a constant in her life, and walks into Orchestra Americana's rehearsal.
Wow.
It's a sensory overload.
I can only imagine.
In the best possible way.
What was it like for her to hear all those sounds coming together?
It's described as this feeling of recognition.
Right.
Like hearing the echoes of her own journey reflected in the music.
Oh, wow.
The impermanence of sound. The longing for belonging.
Yeah.
It resonated with her deeply.
It's beautiful how music can create that sense of connection.
Absolutely.
Even without words.
Yeah.
Did she have to audition?
This is where it gets really interesting. The conductor, Sophia, one of the orchestra's AI humanoid matriarchs, tells her an audition isn't necessary.
Wow.
Instead, they invite her to simply share her music.
What a welcoming gesture.
Right.
So what did 𝗧𝗪 choose to play?
Not a traditional piece, but a tapestry of sound woven from her memories.
Oh, wow.
The article says she evoked the Mekong Delta at dusk.
Wow.
The vibrant markets of Accra. Even her mother's voice calling her Ayo, her Ghanaian name.
It sounds incredibly personal.
It does.
A window into her soul.
It really is.
How did the orchestra respond to such vulnerability?
Silence. But not an awkward, empty silence.
Right.
The article describes it as a profound silence.
Wow.
Full of understanding and acceptance. Like a collective breath being held.
It's amazing how silence can speak volume.
Absolutely.
Especially in the context of music.
Right.
Did she end up becoming part of the orchestra?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
𝗧𝗪 finds herself collaborating with this incredible array of artists. A 𝗧𝗪𝗪 singer, a Haitian Bordeaux drummer. Even an AI humanoid cellist.
Wait, an AI cellist?
Yes.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah. It's described as...
What does that even sound like?
Composing in these mind-bending microtonal frequencies. Imagine the cello's rich tones blended with these otherworldly, almost futuristic sounds. It pushes the boundaries of what we think of as music.
That's what I love about Orchestra Americana. It's fearless in its blending of traditions and technology. Creating something entirely new.
Exactly.
And all of this within this organization, TATANKA, that's committed to pushing boundaries and supporting diverse artists.
It's a powerful statement, isn't it?
It is.
They're not just making space for these voices. They're actively amplifying them.
I'm curious, though. What was it like for 𝗓𗓠𗓏 to be immersed in this whirlwind of creativity? Did it change her in some way?
The article suggests that it transformed not just her music, but how she saw herself in orchestra. Americana, she wasn't defined by labels or expectations. She was simply 𝗓𗓠📏, the musician with a unique voice that was valued and celebrated.
That sense of belonging can be so powerful.
It is.
It makes me think of those moments when we finally find our tribe, the people who get us, who appreciate our quirks and complexities.
Right.
Orchestra Americana seems to be that kind of space.
It really does.
Okay.
And there's this beautiful scene in the article where the orchestra is performing in an outdoor amphitheater under a lunar eclipse.
Wow, what a setting.
I know.
It sounds almost mystical.
It is.
Okay.
And at the heart of it all is 𝗓𗓠📏 playing a piece she composed, weaving together threads of her Ghanaian and Vietnamese heritage, blended with the futuristic sounds of Orchestra Americana.
I have chills just imagining that fusion of sounds and cultures.
Yeah.
What was the piece like?
The article describes Ghanaian rhythms merging with Vietnamese lullabies.
Wow.
𝗑ᗕᗕ𝗏 reaching out to meet the cosmic hum of AI-generated overtones.
Okay.
It was her story, her journey expressed through music.
That's incredible.
I know.
How did the audience react to such a powerful performance?
They were captivated, swaying to the rhythms, transported by this symphony of cultures and emotions. And in that moment, 𝗓𗓠📏 realizes she's found more than just a stage. She's found a home.
That's a powerful realization.
It is.
It speaks to the idea that belonging isn't just about a physical place. It's about finding your people, your community, the place where your voice can resonate authentically.
Right. Finding that space where your unique sound is not just tolerated, but celebrated.
And that seems to be at the core of what TATANKA is creating with Orchestra Americana.
It really does.
So we've got this band, 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏, both pushing boundaries with their music, and TATANKA, this organization that's not just supporting diverse artists, but also exploring the cutting edge of technology and creativity.
Absolutely.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Definitely. There's this thread of innovation running through everything we've talked about. A willingness to challenge the status quo and embrace the unexpected. And that brings us back to the idea of AI in music, something that might seem unsettling or even threatening to some.
You're right. It's a topic that raises a lot of questions.
Like,
is it really art if it's created by a machine? Are we losing something essential when we introduce AI into the creative process?
Those are valid concerns. But I think it's important to approach this with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than fear. Remember, TATANKA isn't trying to replace human artists. They're exploring how technology can be used to augment and expand human creativity.
So it's not about replacing human artists, but about giving them new ways to explore their creativity.
Exactly. From what the article describes, it seems like AI is being used to generate unique overtones, adding layers of complexity and texture that might not be achievable with traditional instruments alone.
That makes me think of those incredible nature recordings.
Oh, yeah.
That 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's vocalist incorporates into her music. I read that she even had an album of whale songs.
Oh, wow.
She got banned from the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
The idea that we can blend these organic, natural sounds with digitally created soundscapes opens up a whole new world of sonic possibilities.
And I think that's where AI can really shine. Not in replicating human creativity, but in offering new tools and perspectives that push us beyond our current limitations.
It's like we're entering a new era of artistic expression, one where the lines between human and machine become increasingly blurred.
And I think that could be both exciting and a little bit unsettling.
It is. It challenges us to reconsider our definitions of art. Creativity, and even what it means to be human. But if we approach it with a sense of curiosity and openness, I think this fusion of technology and art has the potential to lead to some truly extraordinary creations.
And if we look at what TATANKA is doing with 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Orchestra Americana, it seems like they're embracing this fusion wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
They're not just creating music. They're creating a space where innovation and collaboration can flourish.
Yeah.
Where diverse voices and cutting-edge technology come together to create something truly unique.
It's like they're building a bridge between the past and the future, between tradition and innovation, between the human and the digital.
And I think that's what makes this whole deep dive so fascinating.
Right.
It's not just about a band or an album. It's about exploring the evolving nature of creativity itself.
Right.
And how technology is shaping the way we express ourselves, connect with each other, and experience the world.
It makes you wonder what's next, doesn't it?
It does.
What new sounds, what new forms of expression are waiting to be discovered as technology continues to evolve?
It's a little mind-boggling to think about.
It is.
And I think it's also incredibly exciting.
I agree.
If 𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧's music is the sound of what was, what is, and what will never be again, as the article describes it, then I can't wait to hear what the future sounds like.
I think that's a perfect note to end on, a sense of wonder and anticipation for what's to come.
Yeah, this deep dive has been an incredible journey.
It has.
And I hope it's left you with a few things to ponder.
I hope so.
Definitely. I've learned so much about Vietnamese music, the power of diverse voices, and the unexpected ways that technology is shaping the creative landscape.
And for me, it's been a reminder that we're living in a time of unprecedented change and possibility.
Right.
And while it can be easy to get caught up in the anxieties of the unknown, I think it's important to cultivate a sense of curiosity and openness to what the future holds.
Right.
Who knows what incredible creations await us just around the corner.
I love that.
Good.
A sense of wonder and possibility.
Yeah.
That's what I'll take away from this deep dive.
And maybe, just maybe, as we go about our day, we'll start to notice those echoes of impermanence and eternity in our own lives, in the music we hear, in the connections we make, and in the ever-evolving tapestry of human experience.
That's a beautiful thought.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible exploration.
It really has been.
We'll be back soon with another week dive.
Okay.
But until then, keep listening, keep exploring, and keep that sense of wonder alive.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, as we've been talking about Vothun, TATANKA, and Orchestra Americana, it's become clear that they're all pushing boundaries in some pretty fascinating ways.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Especially, I think, the role of AI in all of this is particularly thought-provoking.
Yeah, it really...
It challenges our assumptions about what it means to be creative and where the line between human and machine truly lies.
It really does,
I mean, we're so used to AI in our daily lives, from algorithms that suggest what to watch next to virtual assistants that answer our questions. But AI creating art, music that evokes emotions and transports us to other worlds. That feels like a whole different level.
It does, doesn't it?
It raises some big questions. What does it even mean for music to be AI generated? Is the computer composing the melodies? Writing the lyrics? Making all the artistic decisions?
It makes you wonder,
Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with. I think a lot of people, myself included, have this image of AI is cold and calculating, devoid of the emotional depth we associate with human creativity.
I understand that hesitation, but I think it's important to remember that AI at its core is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used in different ways for different purposes. In the case of 𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 and Orchestra Americana, it seems like AI is being used as a collaborator. A way to expand the possibilities of human expression.
So it's not about replacing human artists, but about giving them new ways to explore their creativity.
Yeah. From what the article describes, that it seems like AI is being used to generate unique overtones, adding layers of complexity and texture that might not be achievable with traditional instruments alone.
That makes me think of those incredible nature recordings that 𝗬𝗓 ᗧ𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧's vocalist incorporates into her music. I read that she even had an album of whale songs.
Really?
That got banned from the radio.
Wow, no way.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Isn't it?
It is.
The idea that we could blend these organic, natural sounds with digitally created soundscapes opens up a whole new world of sonic possibilities.
It really does.
Yeah. And I think that's where AI can really shine, not in replicating human creativity, but in offering new tools and perspectives that push us beyond our current limitations.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like we're entering a new era of artistic expression.
Right.
One where the lines between human and machine become increasingly blurred.
Yeah, and I think that can be both.
And I think that could be both exciting and a little bit unsettling.
It is. It is. Yeah. It challenges us to reconsider our definitions of art, creativity, and even what it means to be human.
Right.
But if we approach it with a sense of curiosity and openness, I think this fusion of technology and art has the potential to lead to some truly extraordinary creations.
And if we look at what TATANKA is doing with 𝗧𝗧 and Orchestra Americana, it seems like they're embracing this fusion wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
They're not just creating music. They're creating a space where innovation and collaboration flourish, where diverse voices and cutting-edge technology come together to create something truly unique.
It's like they're building a bridge between the past and the future, between tradition and innovation, between the human and the digital.
And I think that's what makes this whole deep dive so fascinating. It's not just about a band or an album. It's about exploring the evolving nature of creativity itself.
Exactly.
And how technology is shaping the way we express ourselves, connect with each other, and experience the world.
It really makes you wonder what's next.
It does. It really does.
What new sounds, what new forms of expression are waiting to be discovered as technology continues to evolve?
Yeah. It's a little mind-boggling to think about.
It is, yeah.
But I think it's also incredibly exciting.
I agree, yeah.
If 𝗧𝗧's music is the sound of what was, what is, and what will never be again, as the article describes it, then I can't wait to hear what the future sounds like.
I think that's a perfect note to end on, a sense of wonder and anticipation for what's to come.
It's been an incredible journey, and I hope it's left our listeners with a few things to ponder.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, this whole deep dive has been a reminder that we're living in a time of unprecedented change and possibility.
It really is.
And while it can be easy to get caught up in the anxieties of the unknown, I think it's important to cultivate a sense of curiosity and openness to what the future holds.
Yeah.
Who knows what incredible creations await us just around the corner.
I love that.
A sense of wonder and possibility.
Yeah.
That's what I'll take away from this deep dive.
Me too. And I think that's a beautiful thought to leave our listeners with.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible exploration.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure. And to all our listeners out there, thank you for tuning into this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.